West Virginia Public Broadcasting is joining multiple community partners with a message that recovery from substance use disorder is possible and help is available. We're sponsoring local community engagement opportunities, like free film screenings of Recovery Boys, a documentary following 4 young West Virginia men through the often excruciating journey of detox, rehab, and recovery. After the film, the audience gets the rare opportunity to interact with the filmmakers and the men they've just come to know on the screen.
This is for Ryan and Rush. What gave you guys the drive to even think about going to Jacob's Ladder to start recovery?
My mom found it for me online. I don't know how she did that. And at that point in my life, I knew something needed to change. I was knocking on death's door when I showed up to the program previous to Jacob's Ladder.
It's one thing to watch the film, it's another thing to have a conversation that follows it with the people that went through it. So you get to see the film, and then you get to see these guys and meet them as real humans. And I think that that is part of breaking down stigma and seeing people beyond their addictions. And so community screenings are of utmost importance just for public awareness of what's happening and who are these people in their community that are struggling and how can we help them.
I'm interested in hearing from the subjects what part of the story that they didn't tell. What was something that you anticipated or expected to be told that didn't come out? And I know that there's difficult parts, but since we've got the subjects up on the stage, I want to know what wasn't told that you expected to be told.
I expected there to be more about our past and maybe some of the glorifying, and I'm glad that there wasn't. But there was a lot of that, and there was a lot of screwing around too, and that's just kicking it.
The exchange of dialogue, experiences, and ideas taking place in events such as these promotes a better understanding, empathy, and a path forward.
I think that the 12-step communities is a tremendous resource. And at the same time, I'm not against medication-assisted treatment.
Dr. Kevin Blankenship is the founder of Jacob's Ladder, the rehab facility featured in Recovery Boys. He's been attending the film screenings to offer a medical perspective.
And then when you start to deal with the underlying issues of trauma and mental health issues and socioeconomic issues that are underlying all of this, and then you look at this person and say, you chose to pick up, and therefore you get what you deserve. We have to learn, not only in this situation, but in every situation in life, to put ourselves in someone else's shoes, to try to understand where they're coming from, meet them where they're and at least care. Have some compassion, have some love, and if we all did that for one another, a lot of these problems could be solved along the way.
So I think we got time for one more question.
Okay, thanks. Thank you so much to all of you who are in this film, especially those of you who are struggling with this disease or in recovery. It was incredibly powerful, and I know that it takes a lot of courage to share your life with the community that way, and it's really such a gift.
One of the young men in the film is known only as Ryan. He successfully completed the rehab program and is now a peer counselor, residing in a sober living home in Morgantown.
There's a lot of guys at the treatment center working that are in long-term recovery themselves that you see in the documentary, and they're giving back kind of the same way I like to give back now. So yeah, it just takes a whole community to bring some of us out of addiction.
If you or a loved one needs help or information on substance use disorder, call the toll-free number 1-844-HELP-4-WV.